For more on this, the president and co-founder of the U.S. Institute Against Human Trafficking, Kevin Malone, joins me now. He's in Las Vegas. Welcome, Kevin. Kraft was charged following a months-long investigation into human trafficking in Florida. Can you explain how big an issue trafficking is in the state of Florida?
Well, it's huge in the state of Florida. It's ranked third as far as reported human trafficking cases, and it's at pandemic levels all across our country. I'm thankful that Mr. Kraft has brought awareness to this issue, because we have a huge problem all across America with women, girls, and boys being sold for sex every day all across our country.
So you're saying it's almost a blessing in disguise that someone who's so high profile as Robert Kraft got caught up in this, because now we're all talking about human trafficking.
Yes, it is a blessing in disguise. I feel sorry for Mr. Kraft. I hope that he can get some help. He can make a difference in this fight against human trafficking, but not many people have been talking about it. It's kind of below the radar screen. Not many people are aware, and if they are aware, they're not talking about it because it's so evil that men are paying to rape women and to rape children, boys and girls all across our country. And we believe there's 100,000 American boys and girls being sold for sex daily all across our country.
That is so horrific. And you told the Miami Herald that Kraft's charges are, quote, just the tip of the iceberg. Why is that?
Well, I think people don't understand the magnitude of the problem. I mean, they believe that Mr. Kraft is a one-off, just a bad guy, but that he's an outlier. But he's not an outlier. This is happening with athletes, coaches, doctors, lawyers, to all walks of life. Men from all walks of life are paying to rape women, boys and girls, and it needs to stop. No one thinks it's happening, but it's happening in our own backyards. It's not just an international problem, it's a problem in the United States of America, and we need to do something about it.
It's a travesty, of course, that it's happening here. Can you explain what are the steps that lead up to this? How does a person or a child, as you say, find themselves in this horrific situation?
Well, that's a great question. I think for men that are purchasing sex from women and boys and girls, a lot of times it starts with pornography. There's a real problem in our country with men that are addicted or regular viewers of hardcore porn. Once what they visualize, they start to want to actualize. And I think for our kids and for ladies, they find themselves in situations. Some are lured into it. Some are abducted. Some find themselves in kind of a Romeo type relationship where they believe that this guy cares about them, and the next thing you know, he's selling them to friends or to people in the community. So our kids and our ladies are under attack. There's a lot of predators out there. Social media is a big problem. They're lured through social media. They're contacted through social media. So we as parents all across this country need to protect our kids.
Now, we did hear from Omar's piece there that some of the women are believed to have come from China. Is that a typical path? Do some of these, victims, are they promised citizenship, and then once they're here, they realize they're not free in any capacity?
Correct. Yeah, that's a big problem, is that we're finding that women are coming from all countries, Europe, Asia, and they're promised one thing, and that's not what they get when they get here. They're enslaved, and they have to do whatever their slaveholders force them to do. We know human trafficking is either being forced, coerced, or used by fraud to get someone to do something that they don't want to do. These are unwilling participants, and it's not a joke, it's not a laughing matter because of what Robert Kraft did. This is a serious problem in America, and we need to protect our women and our boys and girls from these predators out there. So we have a lot to do to change the culture in America that this is okay, because it's not okay.
Absolutely, and maybe you have some suggestions. I mean, as you know, Miami is gearing up to host the Super Bowl in 2020 in Florida. Would you like to see something come out of this case that somehow is magnified when Miami hosts the Super Bowl?
Yes, I would. I think Miami's already started to take action. I know the state of Florida, even though they're ranked third in human trafficking cases, they are very aggressive in their pursuit to stop human trafficking, to stop child sex trafficking. So I'm encouraged by what the state of Florida is doing. So I think the first thing is to make people aware of what what is going on. Don't hide your heads in the sand. Realize that this is taking place. When you have these big these big sporting events, a lot of men gathering to party and to drink and to act crazy. They're going to be looking to take it even further. That means to purchase sex. So we need to be prepared. We need to protect. This is not a victimless crime. These are unwilling participants, and we need to protect our women, our girls, and our boys.
Kevin Malone, thank you so much for drawing our attention to this horrific crime. Thank you for that.
Thank you very much.